Item 4 in today's classwork has you annotating. You're going to be annotating the arguments and claims. You're going to do that digitally using your copy of The Dangers of Social Media. You've annotated this copy several different times, and this is actually the last round of annotations that you're going to do. To find this assignment, you're going to need to go to the literature section under the classwork tab. I should make a quick note that item 5 has you doing your turn questions in StudySync. This assignment with StudySync won't make sense until you do the annotations. So it's really important that you do the annotations first. So let's go find this assignment. We'll go to the classwork tab. And under the literature section, you see annotating arguments and claims. Again, don't try to do the your turn questions yet. They won't make sense. So let's open the annotation assignment. And the objective. Students will use the lesson model to annotate their copy of The Dangers of Social Media to identify some of the ways in which the arguments are developed within the essays. Once completed, students will also officially turn in their annotated copies of the study. So the model is down here. This actually comes out of StudySync, but I've provided it here in Google Classroom. To do this assignment, you're going to have to read through the lesson model that I just showed you. And you're going to want to pay attention to the main points it's discussing. The main points it's talking about are going to help you do your annotations for this assignment. And as you read this model, you are also going to annotate your copy of The Dangers of Social Media. You've done this several times. It's in the literature section, and it's titled Study the Dangers of Social Media. To make the annotations, you're going to use the lesson model to help you identify some of the ways that the author of the point essay develops his or her arguments. To make these annotations, whenever you find a main point that this model is talking about, you're just going to highlight that main point in your study, and then you'll click the plus sign to make a comment. You've done this before. You should be able to make at least 3 annotations using this lesson model. When you're totally done, you're going to need to do 2 things, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's go ahead and open this model. And I'm going to actually also, because we have that model, I'm going to go ahead and find my copy of The Dangers of Social Media. So to do that, I'm going to go back to the classwork tab, right up here. And in the literature section, my copy, Study the Dangers of Social Media, is right here. So let's open up that copy. This is the copy I've annotated a few different times. I've changed the colors of the paragraphs. I've added notes. Now I can go back to today's assignment since I have that open. Today's assignment is the annotating assignment right here, arguments and claims. View assignment. All right, so as I read the lesson model, here it is. I'm going to make annotations when it comes across a main point. So let's do that now. So here's the identification and application. This is basically describing how you would identify arguments and claims. Let's jump straight into the model. In the point-counterpoint text, The Dangers of Social Media, 2 authors each take one side of a debatable topic. In this case, whether preteens should have access to social media. To support his or her position, each writer builds the argument through claims based on evidence in an effort to persuade the reader to adopt his or her viewpoint. So they're trying to convince us of something. Because the goal of such an article is to persuade the reader to accept one side or the other of an issue, it is important for the readers to trace and evaluate each argument and specific claims, assessing whether the reasoning is sound and the evidence is relevant and sufficient to support the claims. Meaning, don't just agree with one essay or the other. Stop and think about what evidence they're giving you. Is it solid evidence? And if it's not solid evidence, maybe you need to consider agreeing with the other side. In order to trace and evaluate an argument, A reader must first determine the topic or claim of the argument. The title of the article indicates the broad topic. However, since this article contains two opposing arguments and viewpoints, the reader must identify the claim of each argument and each author's point of view. Consider the first paragraph in the point argument. So this paragraph here is the same as paragraph 1 on your copy. This is just the model and it's picking out main ideas. So here's from paragraph 1. In today's world, social media has become a tool with many uses. In addition to being a way for people to connect all over the world, websites such as Facebook and Twitter have become important ways for people to share useful information. By denying preteens access to social media, we are denying them access to a large amount of information. Currently, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, created in 1998, prohibits children under the age of 13 from creating accounts on social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. This law is outdated and should be changed. Preteens should be allowed access to social media for a variety of reasons. To identify the claim, readers must focus on the main points in the paragraph and determine what they have in common. In this case, the points are about the importance of social media as a tool and the limits placed on preteens in accessing social media. Readers learned that the point writer thinks that social media has many uses and is a necessary means of sharing useful information. Readers also learned that COPPA makes it unlawful for children under the age of 13 to open social media accounts. In the writer's opinion, the law is outdated and should be changed. Readers can infer that the writer believes that because the law prevents preteens from participating in social media, they are being denied access to useful information. Readers can also conclude that the point writer's position is that preteens should be granted access to social media. This is confirmed by the last sentence in the paragraph. You guys have already annotated this first paragraph in the point essay, and you annotated it to identify the fact that it started with a hook, that it gave background information, and that there's a thesis. The thesis is the specific claim. I'm going to have you make a new note on this, and you can actually go into your thesis, click edit, and your new note is that the writer of this essay, writer believes preteens should be allowed to use social media. And we get that information back here in this lesson model. So again, I clicked here, edit, and I added the note that the writer believes preteens should be allowed to use social media, and I can save it. Feel free to pause the video now and go make that edit to your annotations. Once you've made that edit to your annotations, let's continue on. Readers must continue reading to determine whether the point writer presents relevant and sufficient reasons and evidence to support this claim. So don't just blindly agree with this writer. Let's see if they have solid reasons and evidence to prove it. Let's look at paragraph 2. So it's looking at this second paragraph here. Because social media has become so prevalent in our society, it is important for adolescents to learn how to use these tools appropriately. By the time children reach the age of 11 or 12, they have already become quite aware of the allure of social media. 11 is old enough for children to understand the consequences of their actions, both online and off. During the preteen years, children should begin practicing in the world of social media so that they will be well prepared to interact in this world by the time they become teenagers and adults. The writer states a sound reason for believing that preteens need access to social media. Given the prevalence of social media in our society, it is important for adolescents to learn how to use social media appropriately. The writer thinks that preteens should participate in social media so that they will know how to interact in this world as teenagers and adults. The writer also makes a claim that 11 is old enough for children to understand the consequences of their actions, both online and off. However, the writer presents no relevant evidence to support this claim. So we want to go ahead and make some annotations in paragraph 2. So we'll start with this where it says, given the prevalence of social media in our society. This is a reason that they're using to support their claim. So let's go into paragraph 2. And we're going to highlight right here where it says, it is important for adolescents to learn how to use these tools appropriately. This is one of the main reasons that this author is using to support their thesis. So we can make a note. We've highlighted it using our mouse. One main reason the author uses to support thesis / claim. And then I can click comment. Go ahead and feel free to pause your video now and go do this to your essay copy. Another important thing, though, that this notes is that when they say 11 is old enough for these children to understand these consequences, this is just another reason. There's no evidence to prove this idea. So let's go back into that second paragraph where it says 11 is old enough for children to understand the consequences of their actions. This statement has no evidence. It's not a proven idea. They're just saying it here in their essay. Author doesn't use any evidence to prove this idea. I can comment that. Feel free to pause your video now and go do that to your essay copy. All right, continuing on. Up to now, the point writer has been relying primarily on reasoning rather than evidence to make his or her case. In paragraph 3, the writer presents some evidence to support this claim. So now it's looking at paragraph 3. With appropriate adult supervision and guidance, preteens should have no trouble navigating the world of social media. Facebook is currently working on launching a version of the site that would allow special parental supervision for children under 13. If children are aware that their parents can see everything they do, they are more likely to behave appropriately. Besides Facebook, there are already a lot of preteen-friendly social media sites that include many parental controls. Many of these sites don't require much personal information in order to sign up. The writer begins by claiming that preteens should be able to navigate social media with appropriate adult supervision and guidance. The writer then presents evidence that Facebook is working to launch a child-friendly version of the site, allowing special parental supervision for children under 13. Here she goes on to note that there are already preteen-friendly social media sites with many parental controls, and that many sites don't require much personal information in order to sign up. The writer includes this evidence to support his or her claim that, with supervision, preteens should be able to navigate social media. So in paragraph 3, the author starts presenting evidence. One thing you may have noticed, though, that while this evidence does help to prove their idea, they're not citing their information. I have no idea if they're making up this evidence, and as your teacher, this would be a problem. But let's go ahead and make those annotations. So in paragraph 3, we can highlight where it says, Facebook is developing a version of the site that would allow special parental supervision for children under the age of 13, and stop there. We'll click the plus sign. Author provides evidence to support ideas. Let's also make a note that this is a problem. Problem. They didn't cite their evidence. How do we know it is true? In addition to the fact that they're plagiarizing, it's a problem. So we can click comment. Feel free to pause your video now and go make this annotation to your copy. Once you've done that annotation, let's continue on. In the remaining paragraphs, the author continues to build an argument for allowing preteens to have access to social media sites by presenting claims and supporting them with sound reasoning and evidence. It is up to the readers to assess these claims, reasons, and evidence to determine whether the author has effectively made his or her case. So this model has